we value our rural heritage, and having this hospital to hold us together is a part of that. If we don't have this as part of our community, that's the glue that keeps people living in our area.
We believe that there are 4 beds someplace in New York State that could close without the deleterious effects on the population served that will take place if, in fact, we're unsuccessful in getting this waiver for Westfield Hospital.
Every possible resource is being pushed towards keeping the emergency room open. The challenge is, if those 4 beds are removed from Westfield Hospital, it's going to require the closing of the emergency room. If the emergency room closes, an essential piece of our healthcare infrastructure in Chautauqua County will close. That means not only our emergency services workers will be forced into extra duty, more expensive duty, and potential elimination of some of this emergency services work, and as a result, people will be further injured or potentially die because they don't get to the hospitals when they need to. Certainly all of our costs will go up because of that. Every possible resource at the county level, and Senator Young, Assemblyman Parment, and everyone else involved in this is pushing, trying to get Dr. Daines to make the right decision here, and that is to reverse this order that's out there to eliminate those 4 beds in Westfield Hospital, allow us to continue to deliver the great service we do and absolutely essential service to the people in Chautauqua County.
8 years ago, I had a heart attack, and without the care that I received in the emergency room, I don't know what would have happened. A year after my heart attack, I had a nuclear stress test. Because of the care I received at Westfield, they found no damage to my heart.
My wife and I went to Westfield Memorial Hospital in 2006 for a routine blood pressure test. And the nurse put the cuff on me and said, "Holy Mother of God, you're going to the emergency room immediately." I had a runaway pulse of over about 160. After that, they transported me to Hammett, where I enjoyed a delightful 10-day stay. Thank God for that dear nurse that did that, because my cardiologist said I'd be 6 feet under now.
I was working at the farm outside in Westfield, and I was clearing some big rocks from the field, and I was stung by a bee, actually 2 or 3 times, by a hive of ground bees. And my throat started swelling, and my son, who was 16 at the time and didn't have a license, he only had a permit, had to drive me directly down here to the hospital. We live approximately 3 miles from here. And I got here, and they stuck an IV in me and filled me full of adrenaline and Benadryl and saved my life. By the time I got here, my throat was pretty much completely closed up.
If this hospital really does close in the near future, it's going to devastate the village of Westfield. It's a payroll that will be leaving the area. There'll be people out of work, and in this particular area, we can't afford that. People moving to this community have said that one of their prime reasons for coming here, not only because of the nice little community we have and the slow pace of life, we have a good hospital, we have a good library, and we have a lot of things going for us. But if this hospital closes, we're not going to have that going for us anymore. We haven't cost the state of New York any money at all. Our money comes from St. Vincent's Hospital and the patients we have here. With all of the emergency crews not responding, we'll have to go to a private ambulance service. Now, if the state forces us to close, is the state going to pay for the private ambulance service that would be housed here or somewhere nearby? We have 2 major railroads going through here. We have Interstate 90, we have 394, Route 5, and Route 20. Every day there's tank cars going through here. Who knows what's in them? If we had a major catastrophe on one of the railroads and had a lot of tank cars tip over, if there's toxic fumes, where are these people going to go? Some of the people from Albany do not realize the kind of snowstorms that we have here.
The roads are closed. Station we have right now. Thruway is closed until almost Buffalo. And then near Buffalo, you can get back on the Thruway and head east if that's where you're headed.
I've lived here 50 years. There's been times when all the major highways are closed, we can't get anyplace else. So if we don't have an emergency room, where are these people going to go? 1979, I had a heart attack. I was taken to the Westfield Hospital. I was stabilized and airlifted to St. Vincent's Hospital in Erie, where the doctor told me that I had 95% blockage in all 4 of my arteries. Had I had to been transported to Jamestown or Dunkirk, I probably wouldn't be here speaking to you today. If the emergency room closes, I do believe that the entire hospital will close down.
The hospital and the administration did an excellent job of presenting the case for Westfield Hospital, but one of the things that didn't seem to me to be considered was the geography. It may look good on paper, but when you get here and see what the roads are like, the conditions are like, it just doesn't make sense. So I think we have a system that's working right now, and I'd like to see it continue. We have a national debate on healthcare, and here we have something that works very well. I think it's a model for rural healthcare. If you were to look at it carefully, we're using technology, trained personnel, and it's meeting our needs here. I hope that they will take that into consideration when they see the effect that it has on lives here in Western New York.
If Westfield Memorial Hospital emergency room shuts down, I mean, it's going to mean a lot of things to Westfield. It's going to be a lot of jobs lost in the community, which we're very limited on jobs here now. I said, what it's going to do for lives, it's going to be just unreal. But we answer 465 calls a year, and it's going up every year. We're getting an older and older community, a lot more elderly. We have a 125-bed nursing home in town that we go there 4 or 5 times a week easily. Mayville, they're 6 miles from Westfield Hospital. Brockton's 6 or 7 miles from Westfield Hospital. Ripley's in the same boat, 6 miles. We have the New York State Thruway, where we have many accidents out there with multiple victims. Westfield Fire Department is the only one between Westfield, Brockton, and Portland that can get on the Thruway. So we have to take care of our territory plus Brockton and Portland's territory. I've been asked about why we just don't keep it open anyway. Well, what they do, the DOH, Department of Health, just takes away your license and you can't operate after that. I mean, but there's no reason in the world that I can see financially or any other good reason why they should close this hospital.
I know of, hundreds of people who have their own stories about how Westfield Memorial Hospital, because of its proximity and its closeness to the town of Westfield, the town of Ripley, Portland, Chautauqua, has saved lives, and I think it's absolutely critical that we keep the Westfield Hospital open.
Looking at it from a public safety perspective, it's strategically located in the county of 1,069 square miles in an area that has no other hospital coverage, and its consumers are in a wide area around the hospital. So it really means significant delays in the treatment of sometimes critically injured people that could, and without exaggeration, could and will result in the loss of life. And there is no dollar figure you can put on that.
I'm telling you, there are going to be lives lost. I could be a vegetable. I could be in this local nursing home that needs help just like all the rest of us on the outside. I could be laying there. And it's just criminal to think a hospital that's being well run, and I feel confident, financially secure. We always meet our campaign. The people, the support is just astronomical. And why should something good be destroyed?
Just enough to make me uncomfortable.
But I was in the right place, I was in the right time, but it all began here in this ER.